Christian Kivu, I guess I'm wondering, do you think he'll come under some scrutiny after this result, or does it not matter because of...
No, it does matter.
Okay.
It does matter big time. I keep on saying to you that they were top of the league in Italy by default. I said that a long time ago. We've been talking about it. The best team in Italy to play football is Como. We can talk about budget. We can talk about players in the team. I'm just saying that at the moment, and I think it was last week when you asked me surprise, I said the Italian team are where they're supposed to be at the moment. Unfortunately, and we're going to talk to Alessandro. He said it before. We're going to talk to Alessandro tomorrow because we're going to be in the same situation, the Italian team that has to come back into it. But right now, are you surprised with, okay, when you see Bodø, Glimt, Inter, you're kind of like, oh, what's a surprise? But when you watch the game, there's no surprises, really, in terms of how the two teams played. One played together with the right attitude and everything above that you need to be as a team, as I mentioned before. And the other one played in a lethargic manner with not a lot of intensity in the game to be able to come back against any team in the world, even less against Bodø Glimt. So they are where they're supposed to be. Yeah, he's going to have to answer the question of why so many players that didn't play there and why did it take the time so in an easy manner, if I can say, when they played in Bodø Glimt, because they have the Lecce game and they wanted to be 10 points ahead, which they are in the league now, 10 points ahead. But if we talk about the Italian league, it doesn't have a lot to answer with because it's top of the league with 10 points. Now, if we talk about the Champions League, it's going to have to answer some questions, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Napoli were already out before this stage, weren't they? They didn't make the cut for the playoffs. Then obviously Inter go out tonight. You've got Juventus and Atalanta who both have to kind of try and turn around deficits tomorrow. So Italian football team's definitely struggling. It's kind of weird when you think about the fact that Inter's a team we've seen do so well in these two-legged playoffs traditionally, especially recently.
Yeah, listen, they have been the real standout in Italian football in the last few years. Obviously getting to two finals. I mean, you know, last season was a bit of a nightmare for them in some ways. You couldn't even sort of champion the fact that they got to the final last season because they were embarrassed so badly by PSG. They were obviously a couple of years before that. They were very unlucky not to beat Manchester City in the final. Missed a couple of chances late on, but they were a really top team with a top manager. But as Thierry says, it's like Inter Milan have sort of almost dropped with the rest of the Italian teams. And the fact they've got a big lead in Serie A, that's all you need to know. We've seen Liverpool go there and when Liverpool were having an absolute nightmare, you know, in the Premier League and even in some games in Europe as well. Arsenal go there. I think three of the best players were on the bench. They win there so easily. And we want football to be competitive around Europe and the Champions League and to have sort of different teams from every country. But Italian football now looks like it's in a really bad place.
So how do you go from Thierry, from getting the Champions League final to displays like tonight? What's changed in terms of, is it the coaching? Is it the tactics?
Look,
was it just Bodø are a good team?
Bodø are a good team. There's nothing now. There's no question about that because of against who they did it, and at times again, and then had to that's twice now against Inter. They couldn't do it twice against the other team because they were in the league phase, right? But if you go to Inter, they went to 2 Champions League finals. They lost their coach. It's not easy to have a new coach. And I'm not having a go at Kivu. The question was, were there going to be questions raised about what is done? Yes, in the Champions League, not so much in the league because you are ahead, but it is different. They attack in a different manner. You remember the centre-back interchanging, the 3 midfielders going low to build. The 3 centre-backs were going in midfield. That doesn't happen anymore. It's not the same. It seems like I said to you when I talk about being lethargic, okay? Then I talked about it was predictable. They were unpredictable last year on playing against big team. You didn't know what they were about to do. Bastoni was going, crossing for the other centre-back on the right, obviously is the centre-back on the left. It looks like at this team, the Inter Milan of Simone Inzaghi was ready to play against big teams. And they were struggling sometime against teams at the bottom of the league. This team struggled against everybody, apart from, obviously, in the league. In the league, they managed to win and changing every time. And the rotation that they always have sometimes is a bit difficult to find that partnership that they need to have. But tactically, it is not the same Inter as the one of Simone Inzaghi. And then Are you going to judge Kivu just because he didn't win or go far in the Champions League? I think what won't look good is against who, but that team is pretty good, if you know what I mean. So in the league, it's still doing well. They're 10 points ahead. He's in Coppa d'Italia, so he's in a situation where he can win something that they didn't do for a little while, the double. So. But the question are going to be raised in the Champions League, especially the way they finished the league phase and what happened. You don't lose only there; you lost at home and away.
Probably, you know, teams are one or the other because of the situation they find themselves in the league they're from as well. They can do both, and honestly, I've loved watching them, loved analysing them today and doing the clips before the game, and I thought Inter would find a way somehow of just sneaking through. But I thought it would be really tough for them. But I'm absolutely delighted they're through because they deserve it.
You saw the kind of the pictures of the empty stands over there. Obviously, Inter fans had long filed out. But for the fans that made that trip, this is such a special experience for those players who probably never imagined that they would be in this situation. It's got to be an incredible moment in their careers.
It is, but what's incredible, and I don't want to not talk about what you said because the story is outstanding, but I really want to go about what we talked about. We talk about money, we talk about names. Nothing beats a team. I don't care what you say. Now, if you have money and you have names and you have a team, then you do trebles. If you don't have that, I don't care about your money. What they do, they attack and they defend together, regardless of where they are, whether they're low, whether they're in the middle, where they attack, obviously, as I just said. That's a proper team. And we should all, you know, remember that it's a team game. We always talk about it. That's exactly what football should be about. And that's a lesson for everybody to watch. Kids, that's a team. And I love the best thing that I love tonight, for me, is what Hauge did, or Hauge, however his name is. When he scored, he celebrated. Then he looked at his guy, I think it was Bloomberg that arrived 1v1 on the mistake of Akanji. And he looked at him and said, why you didn't pass the ball? You love, but that's the message. That's a team that wants to fight for each other, for one another. We've seen it everywhere in Europe, by the way, because they did. And we talked and we mentioned it. We talked about the pitch. Yes, they played like that against Dortmund. They played like that against Atletico. They played like that again tonight. And I was wondering if the big dogs, when I say the big dogs, obviously Inter Milan, could just, okay, you embarrassed us at your place. Show us what you can do. Well, they did show you exactly what a team is about. And Inter is not that team anymore. That was very lethargic. You could see what they were about to do. Nobody was dribbling. Crosses very early, very predictable to what they were doing and how they approached the game. But again, like I said, I love to see a team like that. It's very refreshing in the sense that this is how football should be. It doesn't matter what you have here, or the name at the back is what you have in your heart, and that's what you see with Bodø Glimt. That's all it is. So well done to them, well deserved. I don't have anything to say with Inter or whatever. You deserve to be there by a mile.
You know who has Bodø Glimt in their heart as well? Nico Cantor, after we sent him to Norway last time around. He was watching with the Golasso show. How was it for you?
It was awesome, to be honest. Bodø Glimt has struggled on the road. For some reason, they try to play their game, but obviously opposition dictates. And today they ended up winning. So it's now back-to-back results away. They beat Atletico Madrid away. Now they went to San Siro and they beat Inter in that second half. It was awesome to. I enjoy it so much. The second line runners, the ball movement. Thierry mentioned it. Bloomberg wasn't happy when he missed the shot, by the way. And there's this concept that I might not resonate with, that at Bodø Glimt, it's only about the performance. It's never about the result. And I don't know how that translates into Champions League, because I personally would love to play like crap but win anyway. But at Bodø Glimt, that's not the case. It's something that I learned while I was over there. So the fact that they beat Inter, it's something that we haven't seen a Norwegian team progress this long in like 2 decades into the Champions League. So, I mean, I've run out of words to describe this team.
Having seen how calm and collected you were when you were over there in Norway, I'm sure it was a similar story this evening when the goals went in. Can we take a look at how Nico reacted when these goals were scored for Bodø Glimt?
Oh, Lively!
I expected more, actually.
Nigel was more animated than I was.
I know. Sorry, I thought we were going to see more from you. I thought you would have been running around the studio.
It's because he doesn't want to go back. He doesn't want to get his gear off in that water.
If they send me back, Micah's coming with me. Because the next team they play is either Manchester City or Sporting. So if I'm going, Micah's coming with me.
Big Meek, if it's Man City, he said he's going.
Yeah, I'll go.
You'll go. Are you going to do the cold plunge? That's what everybody wants to know.
Oh, I'll do it. We could do it together. We could do it together.
And
Willing to
I'll flex
expose
a little
yourself
bit more
on television like this?
I'll do it. I've got a better body than him.
He did his own.
Body off.
Hey, it's not about how it looks, it's about how it performs, Micah.
Wow.
Whoa, what is that?
What time is it?
Hey.
You know you're on a football show, Nico, right?
Whoa! It's about the running, the cycling. What is your mind is in the gutter, Micah?
Wow. I can assure you I perform well.
Good for you.
All right, that's enough for me. Nico, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. See you soon. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Let's take you out to Milan. There we go. Alessandro, Marco, what are your thoughts? How do you process that one?
It's hard to not appreciate the Cinderella story of Bodø, and their approach to the match was just fantastic. They were organized, defended, and then allowed them to make the mistake. And when you look back at it, Ale, what we kept saying, it's the first leg that probably gives you a lot of disappointment, and they were never able to get it going tonight.
Yeah, you're right. And then Thierry bring a great point. You know, team is a victory by a team. In everything they do, they play as a team. And I want to add one more thing, the love of the game. The love for the game. I mean, they love to run for each other. They love to pass the ball and to find new solutions, to play by the rules that they put together. And this passion, this love, make the difference. So, well deserved for them. On the other side, I'm really, really disappointed, to be honest. Really disappointed because, you know, going back and see what happened the first leg, for Inter, and from Kivu, change a lot of players. Now, today, no energy, no special effort. In order to win this game, you need a special effort. You need to put something more than what you usually do. And I didn't see that. So it seems like, you know, we're going to win or we're going to lose. Doesn't matter, we play the next one. No, this is Champions League. It's in and out. So it's not the league titles that you are comfortable with 7 points ahead. So that's the disappointment where it comes from. And beside economics and, you know, numbers of players that you have and blah, 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 budget and blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely, and I think that was the feeling from a lot of the fans leaving San Siro, is the disappointment after going to the final. And Kate, you'll be happy to hear that we have a lot of the Bodø players that want to speak to you. Hauge, we'll also see if Jamie's doppelganger will come by and maybe we can do live side by side.
Yes, I'd like to do that. All right, very cool. Thank you. Good to see you guys. See you in a minute. Micah, you want to do your usual? Tell everybody why they should stick around with us. Why should they watch the post-game show? What do we got
you
for
can do it today because you've got your guy coming on.
Yeah,
Manager.
yeah.
Go on. I need big.
Yeah, make sure you come to the show after the break. What is it?
No.
This is Miles' life.
Come to me.
This is Miles'